Okay, we're back out on the Mustang today, and what we're going to do today is we're going to attempt to Plasti dip these wheels. We bought some black Plasti dip spray, and this is what we're going to be using. We got these at Canadian Tire. This is going to be a cheap solution, although these cans here in Canada are $25 a piece. So not super cheap, but cheaper than getting your wheels refinished. So these wheels here, this is a 2012, and as you can see, these rims are quite scratched. So it's not that we don't like the look of the rims. I do like the rims the way they are, but considering the scratches and that, and the cost that would be involved in having the wheels refinished, we thought that we could try this Plasti dip. Seems very popular, and also it's kind of all the rage right now to have blacked out rims on cars, especially a car like this one. So I think this car will look good with black rims. So we're going to attempt to spray these out today. So we got our work cut out there. We got to clean. We're going to clean and prep the wheel. And I bought 3 cans of this Plasti dip, and we'll see how this goes. First thing we're going to do is going to clean these wheels. I got some of this this rim cleaner. This is the strong stuff. It's almost like an acid. So I'm just going to spray try not to get any of the paint. I'm going to spray the rim. Let this sit for a minute or two. We'll give it a light scrub. We'll hose it off. And then I think after that, we still have soap and water. And after that, I'm going to get some, I've got some brake cleaner. So we'll get this absolutely perfect for the Plasti dip to stick. It should work. And if it doesn't, well, we'll peel it off and start again. Learn as you go. Okay, so we got the acid's been sitting for a minute or two. Gave it a light scrub. Just hosing off the back wheel now. So this is kind of what they look like after the acid treatment. Obviously a nice improvement. Very nice, very nice. Very nice. Of course, we're still going to wash these down again. I'm going to give these another wipe. Soap and water if I have to. And then I'm going to get the brake cleaner like I mentioned. And once the wheels are clean, of course, it's very important that everything be dry. So I'll check back in a bit. Okay, so we've got just finishing up the second cleaning now. First one was the acid, second one was the soap and water. Now we're doing a final wipe down. She's just finishing up on this side. Looking good. There's always a little bit of residue somehow. And now what I'm going to do, this side is done. The second cleaning is done. So what I'm going to do is I am going to take some paper towel and take this brake cleaner. And I'm going to lightly spray this. And I'm going to give this a final wipe down. And I'm going to consider these rims, once I've done the brake clean, I'm going to consider this... I'm going to consider these done and ready for the next step. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to try to... we've got these rims as clean as they're going to be. So now what we have to do is protect the caliper and the rotor with this plastic. Now some fancy YouTubers call these brake liner protectors. All these are garbage bags. And that's pretty much all they sell online as well. So you just want to tuck the garbage bag in there all around. And just drape the plastic over so we don't get any of this rubberized goop, obviously, on the rotor and caliper. Pretty straightforward stuff. And you got to make sure that the plastic is pushed back so that it's not touching the rim. Otherwise, when you go to pull this out, you could pull some of your Plasti dip off. Okay, that's pretty good. It's going to need a little bit of fine tuning before I shoot it. I'm going to look at it one more time. These rims are as clean as they're going to be. We took our centers out because we want to keep the Mustang logo showing through. We could have went over it with the black. The valve stem, I guess we're going to paint that black. I'm not sure if that's the proper way to do it or not. I know if we do tape it and we go to pull it off, sometimes it's a bit of a can of worms. So. Okay, this is how we mask the brakes. All right, so we've got the brakes all covered up. So what we're going to do now, since we don't have any of the fancy releasing agent, I've decided I'm just going to try this. I just took a little bit, I've got some of this gear oil, and I've got small brushes and a rag. And what we're going to do is we're just going to put a little ring of light oil all around the rubber. And they recommend a releasing agent so that when you spray the rim, you obviously can overspray and you get some on the tire. If you put the releasing agent, then you can just pull the excess. And apparently it comes off all in one ribbon. And they claim to spray it on quite thick around the perimeter, so you can peel it off this way, and that's what I'm going to try. Now the most important thing here is that we get no oil on the rim. If we get oil on the rim, we're screwed because the Plasti dip will not stick. So we're just going to take our time and go very delicately. Shelly's got the rag there. I was using the brush, but she likes the rag better, so that works. We're going to do, we're doing 2 wheels at a time, so we're going to get this coated. We're going to inspect the wheel one more time, make sure the plastic bag hasn't shifted, or make sure no oil has dripped on the rim. And then we're going to be ready to throw a coat of Plasti dip on here. First time doing it, so we'll see how that goes. Okay. Well, here goes nothing. It says to put a thick coat around the perimeter. Okay, I can see why you're going to need several cans, because it goes on very thin. Okay, so I've never used Plasti dip before, but I'll just pretend it's spray paint. Plastic is all nice and tucked in the back. Of course the winds come up, Going on pretty much like paint. I don't know if it can develop runs. That I don't know. Hopefully our oil on the rubber will allow this stuff to release. Alright, you know what? I'm going to call this one coat. I'm not going to push my luck. Let's call this one coat. Let's walk away for 10 minutes, and then we'll rotate the car and do it again. Okay, we've just rotated the car a foot or two forward. Just looking at my plastic liner again. That looks good. I'm just getting ready to do coat number 2. I'm doing my coats very light. I'm not sure if I'm making them too light. My first time doing it, so. see why people talk about 5 and 6 coats, because the stuff does go on very thin, but I guess thin coats are better. And you see see how heavy these scratches are. I mean, these scratches are hideous. So hopefully this product with enough coats will camouflage that. And a good way to dress the car up a bit. We still plan on getting the stripes put on. That's next week. So we just thought we could do this here ourselves. So we'll do the racing stripes and the blacked out rims, and that should be a nice way of dressing up our old 2012 Mustang. Okay, so I've just applied the 4th coat of the Plasti dip. For a car like this with 18-inch rims, I used 3 cans. The bags are still inside the wheels, and we still got to clean up a little bit around the tire, which is what I'm going to talk about right now, because a few of the posts that I saw online, people were putting a thick coating around the tire and then peeling it off like a donut. And I prepped my tire, I oiled the surface, and I mean, I didn't go crazy with the, you see, I don't have that big ribbon to peel off. I've got a little tiny bit. Now, does that mean I didn't put my coats on thick enough? I don't know. I've got 4 coats on here, 4 good coats. The first one was very thin. I've got 4 coats, and then once I was done, I rotated the car a few times just to do some touch-ups. I see my bag moved on me a little bit there. Shit, that's not good, but I'll clean that up anyway. So yeah, I don't have all this goop to clean up around the rubber. I hope that's not an issue. I'm happy with the results overall. I think it looks good. I'm going to just wait another 10-15 minutes for this to be thoroughly dry. And then I'm going to pull the bags, and I'm going to put the center caps back on to see what, see the look we get. Overall, I like the look of the blacked out rims, and I think Shelly's going to like it too. You like it? Just say yes.
Yes, I love it.
Good. Okay, I'll do one final clip once the center caps are back in and we've cleaned up the wheels a little bit. Okay, well, here's our final result. The 2012 Mustang. The Plasti dip rims. We just pulled the bags out. The bags that were protecting the rotors and calipers. I just put the center caps back in. She did not want those painted black, and I think those look good. She likes them like that. I like it. It's certainly a good alternative for covering up an old alloy that's all scratched up. And yeah, so we've got 4 coats, and we did some touch-ups. Now, it does say on the can that it takes 4 hours to fully cure, so we did about 10 minutes in between coats, and that seemed to work for us. Now we're just going to let it cure, and this is the final result. So I never did get that large ridge all around the rubber like other instructions I found online. I don't know if I was supposed to lay it thicker, or I'm not sure. But anyway, I really don't have much left to clean up whatsoever. I don't know if it's because of the oil I rubbed on the rubber first or what, but there's very little cleanup for me on the edge. So I'm just going to leave it alone for now, let this cure. And obviously the car is filthy, so the car will need a good clean. And when we do the clean, we'll scrub the tires to get rid of any residue. But for now, we're going to leave it alone. This is our 2012 Mustang. Plasti dipped rims. It went well. This is the product right here. Again, I showed it before. I'll show it one more time. Plasti dip. And 4 light coats. It took 3 cans. It took 3 cans to do the car. And these are 18-inch rims. So that's our final result. Okay, that's all for now.